losing her. I'd run away from home too.
A heartbroken paleobiologist, driven by grief and a radical belief, awakens ancient colossal monsters known as Titans to reset Earth's ecological balance. Her actions unleash a global catastrophe, forcing humanity to rely on Godzilla, the benevolent alpha predator, to battle the destructive three-headed King Ghidorah and restore natural order before the planet is entirely consumed by the monstrous awakening.
Sure about this?
It's the only way to save. Are you good to go?
Yes. All right.
That's it.
Come on, Betty.
Okay, you got any pain anywhere?
Your time has come.
Meet Titanus Mothra.
Containment grid. I mean, how is that possible?
Emma, I think someone.
Containment team, stand down.
Dr. Russell, I'm sorry, but you know the protocol.
It's gonna work.
Roger, 037!
I need you and your forces to meeting a prototype for a new within a 2-mile radius.
What's he on?
I'm sorry, Doctor. You had your chance.
Gotta get those bay doors open now!
Look out!
I thought we were going to release them grunts.
Hell out of there.
Whatever Serizawa did to...
I don't know! I thought she was there!
Well, she's okay. You're good at finding her. You are losing her. I'd run away from home, too. I'd run away from home, too.
Sure about this?
It's the only way to save. Are you good to go?
Yes! Alright!
Is she?
Okay, you got any pain anywhere?
Hey guys, today we are diving deep into a world of colossal beasts, atomic breath, and a truly epic scale of destruction with Godzilla, King of the Monsters. This is the kind of film where you pretty much know what you're getting into from the title alone, but trust me, it delivers. We're talking about a movie that doesn't just feature monsters, it lives and breathes their world, their history, and their undeniable impact on our tiny human existence. So buckle up, because we're about to explore every thundering footstep and ear-splitting roar in this monster-packed extravaganza. Before you head off, if you're enjoying the kind of content I make, please consider liking and subscribing. No pressure, but it truly helps me keep the action coming. The film opens with a visceral, gut-wrenching flashback to the 2014 San Francisco attack, a chaotic symphony of crumbling buildings and desperate screams. We witness the Russell family, Mark, Emma, and their children Madison and Andrew, caught in the crossfire. The terror is palpable, the dust and debris choking the air, the ground trembling with each monstrous step. It's a scene that immediately establishes the stakes and the personal toll these giant creatures take. Tragically, Andrew, their youngest, doesn't make it out, a loss that carves a deep, permanent scar into the family's core, shattering their lives and, eventually, their marriage. This single event is the crucible that forges the motivations of our key players, pushing them down paths of both scientific dedication and dangerous extremism. It really makes you wonder if anyone in a Godzilla movie ever gets to have a nice, quiet afternoon. 5 years later, we find Dr. Emma Russell, a paleobiologist working for the cryptozoological agency Monarch at Outpost 61 in China's Yunnan rainforest. Her daughter, Madison, is with her, a slightly angsty, very tech-savvy teenager who's clearly had enough of monster watching. Their current project involves a gigantic, glowing chrysalis, essentially a giant bud cocoon, but, for a creature that could probably snack on a small SUV. This isn't just any bug, mind you, it's Titanus Mothra, or as we affectionately know her, Mothra. The atmosphere inside the containment facility is tense, filled with the low hum of scientific equipment and the soft, almost reverent whispers of researchers. Emma, with a focused intensity, is refining a device called the ORCA, a sonic emitter capable of communicating with and potentially influencing the Titans. It's a pretty neat piece of tech, if you ask me, like a universal remote, but for ancient, skyscraper-sized beings. Just as she's running a diagnostic, the chrysalis begins to glow brighter, pulsing with an inner light that casts an ethereal glow across the facility. A series of rapid beeps from the ORCA device signals a shift, a response from within the cocoon. The ground starts to vibrate subtly, growing into a low rumble that sets the monitors jiggling. Scientists scramble, a mix of awe and fear washing over their faces. Suddenly, the chrysalis bursts open with a sound like tearing silk and cracking ice. A creature emerges, a magnificent, bioluminescent larva, eyes glowing with an otherworldly blue light. It's truly a sight to behold, like nature's most beautiful, yet incredibly dangerous butterfly to be. But this birth is far from peaceful. The newborn larva, disoriented and instinctively aggressive, thrashes about, its massive body slamming against the containment walls. The metallic screech of bending girders and the spray of sparks fill the air. Security personnel, armed with what look like glorified fly swatters against a creature this size, try to contain it. The situation escalates quickly, as it always does when giant monsters are involved. Emma, believing she can soothe the agitated beast, activates the ORCA. Its intricate array of speakers emits a complex pattern of resonant frequencies. For a moment, the larva pauses, its glowing eyes fixed on the device, a low, guttural chittering sound emanating from its mandibles. It's a fragile piece, a temporary lull in the chaos. This fragile moment is brutally interrupted by a surprise attack. A team of eco-terrorists, led by the charismatic and chilling Colonel Alan Jonah, breaches the facility. The sharp crack of gunfire and the muffled thuds of gas grenades rip through the scientific calm. Jonah's men, sleek and efficient, move with a military precision that makes it clear they are not to be underestimated. Emma, Madison, and the ORCA are their targets. The larva, startled by the new wave of aggression, lets out a shrill shriek, its segmented body recoiling. It's almost as if it's protecting Emma, or at least reacting to the perceived threat to its handler. Jonah, ever the pragmatist, sees the larva as a distraction. He orders his men to use tranquilizer guns, their darts thudding into the creature's thick hide. The larva, roaring its protest, finally succumbs, its massive body collapsing with a heavy thud, sending vibrations through the entire structure. Emma and Madison are captured, the ORCA device snatched. Jonah, with a cold glint in his eye, reveals his motivations. He believes humanity is a plague and the Titans are the cure. Talk about an extreme form of ecological activism. News of the attack ripples through Monarch's command center, a labyrinth of screens displaying global seismic activity and satellite imagery. Dr. Ishiro Serizawa, a man of quiet wisdom and deep respect for Godzilla, and Dr. Vivian Graham, his pragmatic colleague, are overseeing the operations. They receive an urgent alert from Outpost 61. The feed shows the chaos, the breach, and the unsettling image of Mothra's tranquilized form. The tension in the room is palpable, a nervous murmur spreading among the technicians. A frantic call comes through from Dr. Sam Coleman, head of communication, confirming Emma and Madison's abduction. Serizawa's face tightens. He knows what Jonah is capable of. It's a classic supervillain move, really, kidnapping the genius and the critical device. The only thing missing is a giant laser on the moon. News of the attack ripples through Monarch's command center, a labyrinth of screens displaying global seismic activity and satellite imagery. Dr. Ishiro Serizawa, a man of quiet wisdom and deep respect for Godzilla, and Dr. Vivian Graham, his pragmatic colleague, are overseeing the operations. They receive an urgent alert from Outpost 61. The feed shows the chaos, the breach, and the unsettling image of Mothra's tranquilized form. The tension in the room is palpable, a nervous murmur spreading among the technicians. A frantic call comes through from Dr. Sam Coleman, head of communication, confirming Emma and Madison's abduction. Serizawa's face tightens. He knows what Jonah is capable of. It's a classic supervillain move, really, kidnapping the genius and the critical device. The only thing missing is a giant laser on the moon.
Recognizing the gravity of the situation, Serizawa and Graham seek out Dr. Mark Russell, Emma's estranged husband and Madison's father. Mark lives a reclusive life in a cabin in the wilderness, surrounded by wildlife, having sworn off anything to do with Titans after Andrew's death. He's a behavioral ecologist, an expert in animal communication, and his unique understanding of nature is exactly what Monarch needs. The sound of a helicopter rotor blades thumping overhead breaks the silence of his peaceful retreat, an unwelcome intrusion. Serizawa and Graham land, their faces etched with urgency. Mark, clearly not thrilled to see them, greets them with a wary gaze, his posture stiff. "What do you want?" he grunts, clearly having put the Titan world behind him. Serizawa, in his calm, measured tone, explains the situation. Emma and Madison are gone, the ORCA is stolen, and Jonah plans to use it to awaken the Titans. The news of Madison's abduction cuts through Mark's defenses like a knife. His quiet life is shattered, forcing him back into the very world he tried so desperately to escape. Mark is whisked away to Monarch's flying fortress, the Argo, a massive state-of-the-art aircraft that serves as their mobile command center. It's a marvel of engineering, a flying city in itself, equipped with advanced monitoring systems and enough firepower to probably take down a smaller kaiju, or at least annoy it considerably. Inside, the atmosphere is a whirlwind of frantic activity. Screens display flickering data, scientists shout orders, and the low hum of machinery fills the air. It's organized chaos, the kind you only find in the center of a global crisis. Mark, initially skeptical and openly hostile towards Monarch's methods, is briefed on the full scope of Jonah's plan. He learns about the 17 identified Titan outposts scattered across the globe, each containing a dormant beast just waiting for a wake-up call. It's like a monster-themed escape room, but with way higher stakes and less puzzling. The biggest concern, naturally, is Godzilla. Monarch has been tracking him, observing his movements with an almost religious reverence. They believe he is the alpha predator, a stabilizing force in the natural order, a good guy in a world full of destructive giants. Mark, however, views him differently, as the cause of his son's death, a destructive force to be contained or eliminated. His grief blinds him to the bigger picture, at least initially. As the Argo streaks across the sky, a red alert flashes across the main screen. Outpost 32 in Antarctica, housing a Titan-designated Monster Zero, has been targeted. This is a critical moment. Serizawa explains that Monster Zero is unlike any other Titan they've encountered, an unknown, potentially world-ending threat. The Argo diverts course, the metallic clang of shifting systems reverberating through the fuselage as they prepare for a desperate race against time. They arrive at Outpost 32, an icy, desolate landscape dominated by a massive frozen cavern. Inside, a Titan is encased in ice, a truly monumental structure, its outlines barely visible beneath millennia of frozen tundra. It's a silent, awe-inspiring prison. The air is frigid, each breath misting in the freezing air, and the silence is broken only by the crunch of boots on snow. Jonah's team, along with Emma and Madison, has already arrived and begun their work. Emma, using the stolen ORCA, broadcasts a specific frequency, a haunting, alien melody that seems to vibrate through the very ice itself. Mark, watching from the Argo's monitors, is horrified. He sees Emma, his ex-wife, knowingly unleashing this ancient terror. His disbelief turns to a sickening realization. Suddenly, the ice begins to crack. A deep, resonant groan, like the earth itself sighing, echoes through the cavern. It's a sound that promises unimaginable power and destruction. The cracking intensifies, jagged fissures spiderwebbing across the colossal ice formation. With a thunderous explosion of ice and steam, the creature breaks free. It's a truly terrifying sight. A three-headed dragon, each head distinct, with leathery wings that span across the entire cavern, sparking with an electrical charge. This is King Ghidorah, Monster Zero, a being of pure malevolence and raw power. Its three heads rear back, emitting a series of ear-splitting, piercing shrieks that cut through the air, sending shockwaves that buckle the steel structures of the outpost. This isn't just a monster, it's a living storm, a force of nature twisted into a grotesque, terrifying form. Chaos erupts. Ghidorah's massive wings beat the air, creating hurricane-force winds that rip through the outpost, tearing scientific equipment from its moorings and sending debris flying. Its three heads lash out, spitting bolts of raw lightning that crackle with destructive energy, disintegrating ice and rock with ease. Jonah's men, initially surprised by the sheer ferocity, quickly secure Emma and Madison. Mark, watching the live feed, sees Madison caught in the maelstrom, her face a mask of terror. He knows he has to act. "Get me down there!" he shouts, his voice raw with desperation. As Ghidorah unleashes its fury, a familiar dorsal fin cuts through the icy waters below the outpost. A low, guttural roar, filled with primal defiance, shakes the very ground. Godzilla has arrived, drawn by the awakening of an alpha rival, a natural enemy. The air thickens with anticipation, a cosmic showdown brewing. Godzilla charges, a force of nature against a living apocalypse. The two titans collide with a force that registers as an earthquake on Monarch's seismographs. The sound is a bone-jarring symphony of roars, the metallic clang of claws on scales, and the thunderous impact of their bodies. Ghidorah's lightning arcs around Godzilla, striking his armored hide. But Godzilla pushes through, biting and clawing. It's a brutal, primal fight for dominance. During the battle, Jonah's team manages to escape with Emma and the ORCA, leaving Madison behind in the chaos. Mark, leading a small Monarch rescue team, navigates the crumbling outpost, dodging falling ice and electrical discharges. The ground trembles constantly, the reverberations from the Titan battle making every step precarious. He eventually finds Madison, huddled in a wrecked piece of equipment, terrified but unharmed. The relief on his face is palpable, a brief moment of warmth amidst the icy horror. As they try to escape, Ghidorah spots them. Its central head lowers, its eyes fixed on the tiny humans, and it lets out a chilling, inquisitive hiss. For a moment, it feels like the movie paused just to let Ghidorah observe his next tiny appetizers. Before it can strike, Godzilla intervenes, slamming into Ghidorah, sending the three-headed beast reeling. It's a close call, a tense reminder of the Titan's indifference to human life, save for Godzilla's apparent, almost accidental protection. Back on the Argo, with Madison safe, Mark confronts Emma via a comms channel. Her response is chilling. She believes that the Titans are Earth's original rulers, its immune system, and that humanity is the virus. She intends to use the ORCA to awaken all dormant Titans, causing a global reset that will force the planet back into a pristine natural state. It's a radical eco-fascist ideology, a horrifying justification for mass extinction. Her voice, though calm, carries an unshakable conviction, a dangerous certainty that makes her far more terrifying than a simple villain. Mark is appalled, his face a mixture of anger, sorrow, and utter disbelief. His wife, his partner, has become a zealot, willing to sacrifice countless lives for a twisted ideal. Meanwhile, Ghidorah, having taken flight, triggers a massive hurricane simply by flapping its wings. The sheer scale of its power is staggering, painting it as a creature that doesn't just live on Earth, but controls its very weather systems. This isn't just a monster, it's a walking, flying, lightning-spitting natural disaster. Its presence fundamentally alters the planet's atmospheric patterns. Serizawa, observing this phenomenon, reveals a terrifying truth. Ghidorah is an extinction event. Unlike other Titans, who seem to have a symbiotic relationship with Earth, Ghidorah is an invasive species, an alien entity that seeks to terraform the planet to its own horrifying specifications, fundamentally reshaping it into something hostile to human life. It's like discovering that the really big spider in your house actually came from another dimension and is planning to convert your living room into a web-infested nightmare. Monarch's next move is to track Ghidorah, which leads them to Isla de Mara, off the coast of Mexico, where another Titan, Rodan, is slumbering within a volcano. The intelligence reports indicate that Jonah's team is heading there, surely to awaken Rodan. Mark argues for intervention, urging them to prevent another monster from being unleashed. The Argo races towards the location, its engines pushing it to its limits. The volcano, a majestic and ominous presence, looms large on the horizon, its peak shrouded in a thin veil of smoke. The sound of their arrival is a low hum, drowned out by the growing geological activity. As they approach, the volcano erupts, not with lava and ash, but with a roar of pure fiery rage. Rodan, a magnificent pterodactyl-like creature made of magma and rock, bursts forth from the caldera, his wings spreading to block out the sun. The sheer heat emanating from his body causes the surrounding air to shimmer and distort. The scream he emits is like 1,000 fighter jets combined, a sonic boom of destruction. It's a spectacular, terrifying birth, a primal force unleashed. Rodan immediately takes to the sky, a living weapon of mass destruction. Its flight alone generates powerful shockwaves, literally tearing apart the clouds.
Monarch, in a desperate gambit, decides to try and lure Rodan away from civilian areas. They use the Argo as bait, a daring, almost suicidal maneuver. The idea is to draw Rodan into a confrontation with Ghidorah, hoping the two Alpha Titans will exhaust each other. Rodan, with its burning gaze, fixates on the Argo, its massive wings propelling it forward at incredible speed. The wind generated by its flight is immense, buffeting the Argo, causing the ship to creak and groan under the strain. Alarms blare, lights flicker, and the crew braces for impact. It's a truly harrowing sequence, a game of cat and mouse played on a scale previously unimaginable. Rodan dives and swoops, its fiery body a blur against the sky, its shadow momentarily eclipsing the sun. Its sharp talons scrape against the Argo's hull, leaving molten streaks. Suddenly, a massive swirling hurricane appears on the horizon, a meteorological phenomenon that could only be caused by Ghidorah. Rodan, the proud and territorial fire demon, detects its presence and changes course, flying directly towards the approaching storm. It's a collision course, not just of monsters, but of elemental forces. The two titans meet in the eye of the hurricane, a maelstrom of wind, lightning, and fire. The fight is brutal and spectacular, a true clash of titans. Rodan, nimble and aggressive, dive-bombs Ghidorah, raking its claws across the Hydra's scales. Ghidorah, unfazed, retaliates with bolts of lightning from all three of its heads, a blinding display of raw power. The sky itself seems to be tearing apart, filled with the thunderous roars, the crackle of electricity, and the whoosh of gigantic wings. During this epic aerial ballet, Godzilla unexpectedly emerges from the ocean depths. He was drawn by the intense energy signatures of the battle. His dorsal fins glow with an ominous blue light, signaling his imminent atomic breath. This unexpected arrival adds another layer of chaos and opportunity. Mark, observing the chaos, makes a crucial decision. Seeing an opening, he orders the Argo to target Ghidorah with their remaining firepower, to assist Godzilla. It's a risky move, but with the world teetering on the brink of ecological collapse, they have no choice but to throw everything they have into supporting their reluctant savior. As the battle rages, Ghidorah gains the upper hand, overwhelming Rodan with its superior power and devastating lightning attacks. Rodan, battered and bruised, eventually falls, defeated, a smoking hulk spiraling towards the ocean. It's a grim reminder of Ghidorah's unmatched strength. The Hydra then turns its attention to the Argo, its three heads focusing on the tiny, defiant flying fortress. It's about to unleash its wrath when a new light cuts through the storm. Suddenly, Mothra, having undergone her magnificent metamorphosis, appears. Her elegant, luminous wings beat with a slow, powerful rhythm, casting an ethereal glow through the storm. She's no longer a larva, but a majestic, divine moth, a symbol of grace and power.
Her entrance is less a charge and more a graceful descent, a beautiful, almost balletic interruption to the brutality. She emits a low, resonant hum, a stark contrast to the screeching chaos. Mothra fires a powerful energy beam from her antennae, striking one of Ghidorah's heads, momentarily stunning it. This allows the Argo to escape the immediate danger. Mothra, the queen of the monsters, has arrived, bringing with her a sense of hope, a beacon in the storm. Her presence is a powerful piece of world-building, showing that not all titans are simply destructive, but some are protectors, defenders of the natural balance. She acts as a kind of divine intervention, a guardian angel for a world gone mad. Ghidorah, enraged by Mothra's interference, unleashes a barrage of lightning blasts. Mothra, agile and quick, dodges the worst of it, her shimmering wings creating dazzling light displays as she evades. But the numbers are against her, 3 heads against 1. Ghidorah's overwhelming power soon takes its toll. Mothra is struck, her beautiful wings singed, her elegant movements faltering. The sound of her pained shriek is heartbreaking, a sharp, high-pitched cry that evokes a sense of profound loss. Meanwhile, Ghidorah's global impact is becoming devastatingly clear. With its reignited power, it lets out a piercing, resonant alpha roar that travels across the planet, awakening every single dormant titan. Outposts across the globe report seismic activity and monstrous emergence. The world is plunged into chaos, a multi-front assault by colossal beasts. The news reports, flickering across the Argo's screens, show a montage of destruction. A spider-like titan, Scylla, emerging from Arizona. A giant mammoth, Behemoth, from Brazil. A new creature, Methuselah, from Germany. It's an ecological apocalypse, a terrifying vision of Emma's reset. This is the core of the world building. The Titans aren't just isolated incidents. They're an interconnected global ecosystem, and Ghidorah is orchestrating them into a destructive symphony. Humanity, for all its technological prowess, is utterly helpless against such a coordinated, overwhelming force of nature. Mark and Serizawa, witnessing the global catastrophe, realize the only way to stop Ghidorah is to empower Godzilla. But Godzilla is badly weakened from his previous battles, having been pummeled by Ghidorah and briefly trapped by a massive military strike. He lies wounded in the deep ocean, his life signs fading. Dr. Eileen Chen, one of Monarch's brilliant twin scientists, explains that Godzilla is drawing energy from a massive underwater geothermal vent, trying to heal himself, but it's not enough. Serizawa, with a profound sense of purpose, proposes a desperate, last-ditch plan. Detonate a nuclear warhead near Godzilla to supercharge him, accelerating his healing and boosting his power. It's a massive risk, an act of faith, a desperate gamble. The plan is controversial, to say the least. The military brass are wary, fearing the unpredictable consequences of a nuclear blast. But Serizawa, with quiet conviction, argues that Godzilla is their only hope. He explains that ancient myths often depict Godzilla as a divine protector, a balance keeper. To him, Godzilla isn't just an animal, he's a necessary evil, a force to put other forces in check. He insists that this isn't just about saving humanity, but about restoring the planet's natural order. Mark, despite his lingering resentment towards Godzilla, sees the logic. He also recalls the ancient Japanese legend of how Godzilla saved them, understanding Serizawa's almost spiritual connection to the Titan. The sound of Serizawa's earnest plea is filled with a sense of inevitability, a man utterly convinced of his dangerous path. Monarch locates Godzilla at the bottom of a deep oceanic trench, his body glowing faintly, his breathing shallow. The Argo approaches cautiously, the sonar pings echoing eerily in the vast darkness. The pressure is immense, the cold absolute. Serizawa, knowing the military won't allow him to send a manned submarine with a live warhead, volunteers to do it himself. It's a poignant, selfless moment. He takes a small, specialized sub, carrying the warhead, a look of serene determination on his face. As he descends into the crushing depths, his voice, broadcast over the comms, is calm and resolute, almost a farewell. "Goodbye, old friend," he whispers, looking at Godzilla's massive, inert form. He reaches Godzilla, who lies in a state of suspended animation, partially enveloped by the glowing thermal vent. The sound of the sub's thrusters is the only thing breaking the profound silence of the deep. Serizawa manually arms the warhead, its red light blinking ominously. The timer begins to count down. With his final breath, he touches Godzilla's face, a silent act of profound reverence and sacrifice. The sub lifts slightly, a small metallic clang as it bumps against the Titan. Then, a blinding flash of light erupts, followed by a silent, underwater explosion that ripples through the ocean, a shockwave of energy that revitalizes Godzilla. His eyes snap open, glowing with a renewed, vibrant blue. The sacrifice of Serizawa, a character who truly understood the Titans, elevates this moment beyond mere action into something deeply spiritual. The entire sequence is a masterclass in tension, silence, and then sudden, profound energy. While Serizawa makes his ultimate sacrifice, Emma, realizing the terrifying extent of Ghidorah's plans and the horror of her own actions, makes a desperate attempt to rectify her mistakes. She discovers that Madison, her daughter, has activated the ORCA device in Boston, broadcasting a frequency designed to calm the rampaging Titans, drawing them to her location. Madison, having witnessed the unchecked destruction, understood her mother's twisted logic has gone too far. Madison, with the bravery of a true hero and possibly a healthy dose of teenage rebellion, is trying to undo the global monster party. This act of defiance from her daughter hits Emma hard. The thought of Madison being in harm's way snaps Emma out of her radicalized trance. The sound of Madison's voice, distorted but clear over the comms, cuts through the static of Emma's convictions. Emma, horrified, now races against time to get to Boston, hoping to save her daughter from the very chaos she unleashed. Boston becomes the epicenter of the final apocalyptic battle. Ghidorah, now the unquestioned alpha, arrives first, attracted by the ORCA signal and eager to eliminate this new disturbance. The other awakened Titans, drawn by Ghidorah's alpha roar and the ORCA's calming frequency, begin to converge on the city. It's a literal monster mash, the kind of gathering that would make any city planner immediately resign. The city, already ravaged, braces for the ultimate showdown. The sky is a chaotic canvas of storm clouds, lightning, and the shadows of colossal beings. The soundscape is a cacophony of roars, buildings crumbling, and the frantic cries of the last remaining humans. Godzilla, now supercharged and radiating a furious blue energy, bursts from Boston Harbor, his roar a primal challenge that shakes the very foundations of the city. He is a force of nature, an embodiment of retribution. His eyes glow with an incandescent blue, a testament to Serizawa's sacrifice. Ghidorah, seeing his rival, lets out a triumphant, mocking shriek. The two titans clash with devastating force, their battle ripping apart what's left of Boston. Godzilla unleashes atomic breath, a blinding blue torrent of energy, scorching Ghidorah. Ghidorah retaliates with its relentless lightning, a web of crackling electricity. The sounds of their impacts are like 1,000 thunderclaps, the ground trembling so violently that humans can barely stand. Meanwhile, Madison, amidst the urban ruin, is trying to shut off the ORCA, which has been damaged. The device is emitting an ear-splitting high-frequency sound that hurts the Titans and, frankly, anyone within a 10-mile radius. It's a sonic assault, adding to the general pandemonium. She scrambles over rubble, dodging falling debris and the titanic feet of warring monsters. The ground beneath her literally buckles with each monstrous blow, and the air is thick with dust and the metallic scent of pulverized concrete. Just as she reaches the device, one of Ghidorah's heads spots her. It lowers, its beady eyes fixing on the tiny human, a chilling hiss emanating from its throat. Madison's breath hitches. It's a terrifying moment of helplessness. Before Ghidorah can deliver a killing blow, Mothra, battered but defiant, arrives, her beautiful wings torn but still glowing. She swoops down, a living shield, protecting Madison from Ghidorah's attack. It's a moment of selfless heroism, a true queen of the monsters move. Her vibrant ethereal glow temporarily blinds Ghidorah, giving Madison a precious few seconds. Mothra then lets out a defiant shriek, engaging Ghidorah, buying time for Godzilla to recover from a particularly brutal attack. The sound of her delicate wings, now struggling against the wind, is a poignant counterpoint to the thunderous roars. The battle intensifies. Ghidorah, determined to eliminate Godzilla, lifts him high into the air, its three heads biting and tearing. It then drops Godzilla from a dizzying height, a truly brutal attack. Godzilla crashes through buildings, causing a cascading chain reaction of destruction, his roar turning into a pained gurgle. He lies motionless, seemingly defeated. The world holds its breath. This is it. Our big lizard friend might finally be down for the count. Mothra, seeing Godzilla fallen, lets out a desperate, mournful cry. With a final, heroic surge, she flies directly towards Ghidorah, sacrificing herself by slamming into the Hydra, injecting it with her bioluminescent venom and energy. It's a magnificent, heartbreaking sacrifice. As she collides, her body explodes in a blinding flash of light, her essence, her energy flowing into Godzilla. This isn't just a death, it's a transfer of power, a boost from one alpha to another. The sound of her final explosive impact is immense, followed by a profound silence that speaks volumes. The energy from Mothra, combined with Serizawa's atomic boost, causes Godzilla to undergo a stunning transformation. His body begins to glow with an intense, fiery red light, radiating immense heat. Steam billows from his skin, and molten energy erupts from his dorsal fins. He has become Burning Godzilla, a supercharged, almost godlike entity, an embodiment of pure, destructive power. He lets out a primal, earth-shattering roar, signaling his return. Burning Godzilla unleashes his full power. He emits a series of devastating, supercharged atomic pulses, waves of immense heat and energy that radiate outwards, instantly vaporizing Ghidorah's wings, then its side heads. The sounds of Ghidorah's heads popping and exploding are sickeningly satisfying. The ground melts, buildings disintegrate, and the air ignites. Ghidorah, for the first time, shows fear. Its central head, the last remaining, screams in agony and defiance, but it's a futile gesture. Burning Godzilla grabs Ghidorah's central head, unleashing one final, overwhelming atomic pulse directly into its maw, vaporizing the three-headed monster from the inside out. The resulting explosion is apocalyptic, a silent, blinding flash that consumes Ghidorah entirely, leaving nothing but scorched earth and a lingering thermal shockwave. It's a truly cathartic moment, the end of an alien terror. With Ghidorah defeated, the other Titans, who had been rampaging under the Hydra's influence, pause. They gather around Godzilla, who is slowly returning to his normal state, the fiery glow subsiding. They approach him cautiously, their massive forms radiating a mixture of respect and submission. One by one, they bow before him, recognizing him as the true Alpha, the king of the monsters. It's a powerful moment of world-building, demonstrating the ancient hierarchy and the natural order restored. Even Rodan, the proud fire demon, descends and bows his head, a silent acknowledgement of Godzilla's undisputed dominance. Emma, having witnessed the whole spectacle, makes one final redemptive act. She uses the ORCA to lure the remaining Titans away from Boston, sacrificing herself in the process to save Madison from a direct attack by a recovering Ghidorah, now just a single head. Her final message to Madison is a tearful apology and a plea for forgiveness. The world breathes a collective sigh of relief. The global catastrophe has been averted, though the scars on the planet are immense. Godzilla, the battered but triumphant king, lets out one final resonant roar, a declaration of his reign, a promise of continued vigilance. The world now understands that these titans aren't just destructive forces, they are an integral part of Earth's ecosystem, a powerful, ancient force that humans must learn to coexist with, not conquer. Monarch, now with a renewed purpose, dedicates itself to tracking and studying the titans, understanding their role as nature's original caretakers. They also collect Ghidorah's remaining severed head, a chilling reminder that even in victory, new threats can always emerge. The film closes with a sense of uneasy peace, a new world order established, where humanity must constantly adapt to the presence of giants. And honestly, isn't that just a typical Tuesday when you're living in a monster movie? As the dust settles on this epic battle for planetary dominance, we're left to ponder the delicate balance between humanity and the ancient forces that slumber beneath our feet. This film masterfully reminds us that nature, in all its awe-inspiring power, will always find a way to reassert itself, often with a thundering roar and a glowing dorsal fin. It's a testament to resilience, both of the Earth and the creatures that guard it, urging us to consider our place in a world far older and grander than our own fleeting dominion. The sacrifices made, the battles fought, all underscore a vital truth. Some things are simply bigger than us, and perhaps that's exactly how it should be. Godzilla, King of the Monsters, delivers exactly what it promises, an exhilarating, visually stunning monster mash with an epic scale. It dives deep into the lore of the Titans, expanding the MonsterVerse in truly exciting ways. While the human drama sometimes takes a backseat to the colossal action, the film's commitment to its magnificent creatures and their ancient world order makes it an undeniable spectacle for fans of kaiju cinema. Godzilla, King of the Monsters, delivers exactly what it promises, an exhilarating, visually stunning monster mash with an epic scale. It dives deep into the lore of the Titans, expanding the MonsterVerse in truly exciting ways. While the human drama sometimes takes a backseat to the colossal action, the film's commitment to its magnificent creatures and their ancient world order makes it an undeniable spectacle for fans of kaiju cinema. Godzilla, King of the Monsters, delivers exactly what it promises, an exhilarating, visually stunning monster mash with an epic scale. It dives deep into the lore of the Titans, expanding the MonsterVerse in truly exciting ways. While the human drama sometimes takes a backseat to the colossal action, the film's commitment to its magnificent creatures and their ancient world order makes it an undeniable spectacle for fans of kaiju cinema.